Hi, welcome to Math 150, Introductory Data Analysis, otherwise known as Statistics. I'm your instructor. My name is Clark Loveridge. You can call me Clark with no title. We'll be meeting on campus in the Bunnell Building in room BR30 on Monday and Wednesday, 2:40 p.m. to 4:10 p.m. That's twice a week. Now the class meetings are actually optional. They're recommended but optional. Will all the your homework and discussions and exams will be posted online. Your grade will be based on the homework and discussions and exams, and that will all be online. So let me go to the course online here, and so I'll open up the course. It's Math 150, and it's in Canvas. And uh, the I'll start initially. The course homepage is going to be the syllabus, but later it'll be the modules. But the syllabus has a link to a introductory video, which I'm actually making right now, and also gives kind of an overview of the course. It talks a little bit about statistics. Statistics are they're typically used to make predictions about a population based on a sample. So, for example, a poll of several thousand voters would be used to predict the outcome of an election. A sample of 200 patients would be used to test a treatment that could later be used on millions of patients. It's also a sample of television viewers could be used to predict which shows millions of voters are going to be watching, and that would determine the advertising rates. So it's used in a lot of different fields. It's used in science. It's used in business. There's a lot of uses for statistics. Anyway, that's sort of a little bit about statistics. Um, yeah, I have office hours. I'll actually be in my office and be 218 on main campus, but you can also access it online. My office hours are going to be 9:30 to 10:30 Mondays, 10 to 11 Tuesdays and Thursdays, and 2 to 3:30 Tuesdays and Thursdays. But there's a link here in the syllabus. The textbook, it's an open resource book. It's actually available in the course files. There's a PDF version of the book that's available, electronic version that you can for free download. If you want to buy a paper copy, you can get one for about $50. And there's also a paper copy on reserve in the CCP library. But let me pull up a copy of the text. This is what it looks like. The open intro statistics, 4th edition. But so you don't have to buy the text, but you will have to buy an access code to WebAssign. And for the first 2 weeks, you can get into WebAssign without the access code. But after the first 2 weeks, you will need an access code to get into WebAssign. For the first 2 weeks, you can get in with just the class key, and I'll need to update the class key here. I'll put an updated class key in the in this page. I haven't updated that yet, but it's going to be some letters, spaces, and numbers, and that will enable you to access the course for the first 2 weeks, and then eventually you need to uh, buy an access code, and that you'll use WebAssign for submitting homework and exams. I also recommend a two-variable calculator, such as the TI-30X Roman numeral 2. It's about $20 in the bookstore. You might be able to find it cheaper elsewhere, but it'll do one variable and two variable statistics. So it's a good calculator for this course. I encourage you to post your picture and avatar, or picture in the Canvas rather. It's picture also called an avatar in Canvas. Maybe you can see mine on the upper left-hand corner there. It's sort of a picture. It'll help me to get to know names if I can associate it with a picture. And there'll be weekly discussions in Canvas. Some of them require uh, giving an example of real-world statistics, and you can find those on the internet. One website is cdc.gov. You can also find them there's several databases in our library, the CCP library, and I have some instructions here for accessing those databases. Homework and exams are on WebAssign. Grading, weekly discussions, 5 points per week, times 15 weeks, 75 points. Homework, 5 points per week, times 15 weeks, 75 points. There's 3 unit exams, 100 points each, or 300 points. So there's going to be a total of 450 points, not counting the final. I count the final exam in 2 different ways, whichever worked out to your advantage. 150 points out of 600 for the course, that would be about 25% of your grade, or 1,050 points out of 1,500 for the course, which would be about 70% of your grade. Yeah, I encourage you to get involved in student activities. It's been demonstrated that students that get involved in extracurricular activities tend to feel more of a connection to the college, I guess, and that helps students to stay in college, to complete their program of study. There's lots of ways of getting involved. You can do some volunteer work. For example, there's tutoring, math tutoring or English tutoring for grade school students, or even for college students, depending on how much math you know, or how much if it's tutoring English, how much English you know. But also there's CCC sports, CCP clubs, and there's some other volunteer opportunities here. Also student government. So there's lots of ways of getting involved, and I have some links here in the syllabus. And once the course gets going, I'm going to make the homepage the learning modules. So let's go to the modules now. I'm going to click on the modules. On the sidebar, you'll see home, syllabus, modules, files. So this is each week there'll be a module for each week. So there'll be starts off with an overview, learning goals, and usually there'll be at least one video. There's a link to a YouTube video, and that'll give sort of introduce you to the topic of the week. And each week there'll be discussion. The first week is going to be introductions, and let me just click on that. Here's the a lot of times I start with a quote. So here I have a quote from John Urschel, former professional football player, but he's also a mathematician. And let's see, go back. I'll go back to the modules again. Um, so and there's a link to WebAssign, office hours, help and resources, for if you want some additional resources. Some of these are outside resources like Khan Academy, where that you can get that are extra sort of videos and other resources. Um, so each week it's a sort of a similar format. You have some videos and a weekly discussion and office hours. On the sidebar, you'll notice the syllabus modules, files, grades. You can click on grades to get people, Zoom. If you go to well, if you go to the files, we just went to the modules. Uh, well, we have this one file of applications. These are actually student submissions, and I'm not sure if I can. So this is uh, here's some student submissions on uh, example, real world use of statistics. Let's see if I can find the scroll down here. I don't think I can. Trying to scroll down, but I don't see. Might have to. Oh, here we go. Um, yeah, so there's some graphs here that some real world use of statistics. I think I see the problem here. I've had something blocking the scroll bar. Okay, so anyway, this is that's one of the things that's in the course files. And let's close this down. Also, in the course files, you'll see transcripts that's basically their lecture notes, the same information that's in the YouTube videos. Um, and you'll have a more detailed version of the syllabus than what you find in Canvas. It's a more detailed service. Um, and there's um, well, there's some formulas and tables that we'll be working with in this course. So anyway, those are in the course files. So yeah, we'll be meeting in person. So in person, I'll go over the topics and take questions. And um, so I encourage you to attend class. But if you're unable to make it to class, especially if you're sick, yeah, I would encourage you to stay home. If you're unable to make a class, you can still watch the videos, read the transcripts, and the all the grades will be based on what you submit online. They're not based on what happens in the class. So I think that's pretty much is what, as much as I can think of to say for right now about the course. So anyway, welcome to Math 150, and I look forward to meeting everyone, and hope we have a great semester in